Hey guys, what's going on? Kuya Den here. We have a phone right here called the Moto G50 5G. I have absolutely no idea about this phone. This literally came to the mailbox the other day, and I tried to do a bit of research. I couldn't find much information about it. There are news articles saying that it runs on the MediaTek Dimensity 700 5G chipset, and there are other sites that list that it's running on a Snapdragon chipset. And looking at the box, it doesn't tell us much. We have the Meteorite Gray unit with 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Check it out right here. I'm gonna show it to you. Apart from that, it's a complete mystery to me. So hey, join me in this journey. Let's check it out and take a look inside. Okay guys, so before we begin, I just missed this part right here. So at the back, it says that we have a 6.5-inch display called Max Vision, and it's capable of running at 90 Hertz. And we also have a 48 megapixel triple rear camera system with night vision. And now it's time to tear the box open. Let's bring it on, guys. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Alright, so we have the phone right here. And guys, check it out. It already has the silicone case pre-installed right out of the box. Okay, so let's take this protective sheet of plastic from its screen. ASMR moment. Let's fire it up. Nice Moto logo. Whoa. Hello Moto. When was the last time you saw a Moto phone, guys? Check it out. So I'm just gonna set it up, and then in the meantime we're gonna go through the rest of the contents of this box. Okay, so over here we have some documentation. So according to the information printed right here, we have one main camera, we have a macro camera, and then we also have a depth camera. So I expect that we can use at least 2 cameras to take photos with. And we have the front-facing camera with that curved view type notch. We also have a SIM and micro SD tray, proximity sensor. There's a dedicated Google Assistant button apparently. And we also have the power button, which also acts as a fingerprint scanner. Okay, looking inside, we have a hybrid SIM/micro SD tray, and you can use either 2 SIM cards, or the second slot can be used for a micro SD expansion. Okay, so this is the power supply unit. I like the way it looks. It has the Moto logo embossed at the side, and at the bottom you have some information printed right there. So I'm not sure if you can read it, but this PSU goes all the way to 15 watts, which some would consider to be fast charging. It's on the slower end of the fast chargers, but hey, it's better than nothing. Right here we have the USB Type-C cable, so this phone has a USB-C port. Okay, so we have a very basic wired headset that comes with the Moto G50 5G. It has the earbuds right here and the microphone. Nothing too fancy. Nice to have. Nice little touch from the Moto G50 team. Alright guys, so I just finished setting up the phone, and this is what the home launcher looks like. So apparently it runs Android 11, and based on the looks of it, it doesn't have any customizations. This looks like your stock Android system. So I'm just gonna explore and get to know this a little better. Okay guys, so apparently we have a 720p display panel that's HD, running at 90 Hertz. And I was looking at the settings, but apparently there's no way to set the refresh rate. So I'm guessing it's running on 90 Hertz all the time. I'm gonna go and take some photos with the cameras. I'm gonna project them on the screen, and you can... Oh wow, what happened? What was that? That's strange because it's still installing things and setting things up, then all of a sudden it made that noise while I was shooting this video. So as I was saying, I'm gonna take some photos and I'm gonna project it onto the screen, you guys take a look at the picture quality, check out the noise levels and all that good stuff. Check out the dynamic range, the white balance, and the color science of the photos. You tell me if you like what you see, all right? Weird phone, just called me all of a sudden. Alright, so this is what the phone looks like without the gel case attached to it. The rear finish is very glossy. It's made of polycarbonate plastic, but I'm afraid I might scratch it without the case, so it's better to leave it on. It has this nice blue gradient going on and the Moto logo in the middle. Then at the top left, you have the square triple rear camera module. Looks great. So it doesn't feel like I can use this phone without the gel case, or else it will just scratch easily. So this is what the side looks like. You have a dedicated button for Google Assistant. Then you have a volume rocker. Then you also have a fingerprint scanner that's mounted onto the power button. At the bottom, we have a 3.5mm audio port, USB Type-C port, as well as the bottom firing speakers. Moving to the front, we have a 6.5-inch IPS LCD display panel, HD resolution 720 by 1600 pixels, and the native refresh rate is 90 Hz. So we have this drop type notch for the front-facing camera, 13 megapixels, f2.2 selfie camera right there. Okay, so I just installed Passmark onto this phone, and it does appear that we have a MediaTek Dimensity 705G chipset on this phone. It says that we have the MT6833 CPU, which is a Dimensity 505G chipset. So we also have 4 gigs of RAM, 120 gigs of internal storage, and 5000 milliamp hour battery. When it comes to gaming, the performance on this phone might surprise you. The MediaTek Dimensity 705G might be the lowest among the Dimensity chipset, but when it comes to performance, this is much closer to the Helio G90 or the G95. So I was able to run most of the games that I installed here at high settings with high frame rate turned on without seeing too much stuttering or dropped frames. So despite not being a gaming phone, the Moto G50 is actually quite capable. And that, guys, was Marvel Revolution running on the Moto G50 with everything maxed out. That's a very, very demanding Unreal Engine powered game. I think it did pretty well, won't you agree? Tell me in the comment section. So the Moto G50, guys, if you look at it, it just doesn't seem to match the performance that you get out of it. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but we've seen more exciting designs over the last couple of months. And for example, if you look at the screen right here, although you do have that drop type notch, you still have this huge screen at the bottom. And then the back itself is very glossy. It's something that was a thing about 2 years ago, but now manufacturers are moving away from the glass-stick design. But when it comes to performance, this phone is just really out there. I mean, it's super smooth. This is clearly not a phone marketed for gamers. Just look at the box and the way it's being presented. But actually, it does really well. And part of me suspects that it's because the phone or the operating system is running close to stock Android. It's not trying to do so many things in the background. But hey, the question, I guess, at the end of the day is the price. And we've seen so far that the phone, when I did my research, it's been launched in Australia for around 399 AUD. That's around 14,555 pesos. Who knows how much it's gonna retail for when it finally drops in the Philippines. So that's something that I think is very important to consider. The price factor plays a huge role on a phone like this. And I think there's a market for a phone like this, especially for people who are looking for the Google Pixel experience, because Google Pixel is not officially being sold in the Philippines. And looking at this phone, this is the closest that you can get from stock. You even have a dedicated Google Assistant button right here. So if you're living in the Philippines and you're looking for Google Pixel and you don't want to import Google Pixel from somewhere else, then you may want to consider getting the Moto G50 5G. And with that, guys, as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Support our channel by subscribing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Do you have any violent reactions? Do you like the design of this phone? What do you think about the photos? We'll see. I can't wait to hear from you. This has been Kuya Den for Tech Kuya, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Paalam!